Welcome back to another tournament match. We're in the second round, America's bracket, and this is a really good one, I believe. First of all, we have a special guest on commentary who needs to be introduced first. This is Aurora. You've known him already because he commented over Bib's first round match against Crown Cooker, and he's returned to give us yet another expert insight into what's happening here. So how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, I'm
Awesome.
half awake, but it's early morning.
It's early morning for you. It's also early morning for these players. Not quite as early, but in the Americas it is still morning. For us it's not, so maybe we have a little bit of an advantage. We'll see. But this is Bib versus Ked. Both these players did really well in the first round. They dominated. Bib, of course, kicked out one of the favorites, Crown Cooker, so he's already playing with house money. And before we get into this whole thing, let me remind you to drop a like on this video. In fact, drop 3 likes on this video for all 3 casters. Make some new accounts. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. And if you want to join our Discord server, link in the description. JJ, introduce us to what we're seeing.
Well, Ked is bringing a Tempo Demon Hunter, which we're seeing not right now. Gallifron Rogue and a Quest Warlock, which is what we're seeing right now. His Egg Warrior is banned. Bib is bringing Spell Druid, Gallifron Priest, and his Tempo Demon Hunter is what we're seeing right now. And his Bomb Warrior is banned.
So both people deciding to go with the warrior bans, or what do you think of that? Is that a good decision? It seems like kind of the meta to ban any warrior right now.
After looking at Ked's deck list, Warrior is easily the most, in my eyes, the best ban, because Warrior just feels like it's a free point. What if Warrior steamrolls you, there's almost nothing you do. Banning Bib's Warrior is kind of interesting to me. Personally, I would have banned Priest just because I don't like the matchup and just feel bad playing against it, but I can see where it's coming from. Bomb Warrior can be a bit uncomfortable at times, and if he knows how to beat all the other 3 decks, then there's no reason to stress over it.
Yeah, I agree. I would have maybe gone with the Priest too, but I tend to ban those types of warriors also, so can't really put it past them. Dave has a pretty good opening here with the Demon Hunter. I like what he's doing. He's going to give that Overseer some health, make sure it doesn't get removed too easily, and try to take this early.
Nether Breath can still take it out in one go, of course, but there's definitely less things that can take out a minion at 4 than at 2.
Playing around Dark Skies already, putting enough health down.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if
Dark Skies
saw
wouldn't
Breath
clear.
here.
Dark Skies would not clear, exactly.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if we just saw Breath maybe also play the what's it called? Rain of Hellfire or whatever. Rain of Fire, that's the one.
Yeah, you might.
To take out...
You want to get the Overseer out of there.
Yeah, I mean, again, that is what the Breath would do. The question is just, do you do something else? If you do Rain of Fire, you can also take out...
Yeah, he could Rain of Fire into Dark Skies to full clear here, and it looks like he's going to do that.
He does have back-to-back taunts coming up, starting turn 6, and then Dragon Queen already on hand. I think he feels pretty comfortable with just going with that, sitting next turn.
I'm not sure how much Dragon Queen on hand is going to do right now, because this is obviously not a Highlander deck, so you have to consider that he has to draw a lot of cards first.
What he does, though.
I was going to say, it is kind of what the deck does. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Bib with the Fox. You hate to see the Vulpera, but a lot of people play it.
It's a good card.
It's a good card. It's terrible, but yeah. Mystery Choice is an option.
Ivy might also be an option, but then again, not great in this matchup. Chaos Strike maybe
Chaos
could draw
Strike is
a card.
versatile, yeah.
I think Chaos Strike is the most obvious pick here.
Yeah.
He does.
Problem with Mystery Choice is you just never know what you're gonna get.
Because it's a mystery.
There's not really much of a turn for Ked here besides tapping.
Oh, he's gonna put down the
Artificer
Mork
into
and
Coil.
Coil, yeah.
The Battle Fiend, yeah. Just keeping all the damage off of his face that he can.
And I mean, it's the best call you can get, pretty much.
And we saw him actually pull off some brilliancies with this Warlock in the first round, remember that?
Not really?
No, of course you don't, but he did, it happened. Metamorphosis is some good damage, maybe not exactly what you want to see right now.
Yeah, Warlaves is also 1 point off of being able to take out the Moark because he can't hero power at the same turn.
I just
not this turn. Yeah,
Unless you feel like you have to draw.
Kane is an option, but that's not gonna do you anything particular. You would just be pushing a little bit of damage. It says in the Chaos Strike gets Umberwing drawn, which is decent.
And then
It's
he
a good
can hero
pickup.
power kill the minion.
Yeah.
Or kill the Morg and hit face or two.
I think he took out the minion
That was a
there.
nice draw.
I like the idea. You have the Kane potentially as an answer to those brood mothers coming up. If you really want to go for it.
And we already see,
They'll just
by
play.
the way, the Zephyrs on hand telling us that there is still dupes in the deck. I'm not surprised at this point, but it's good to know. Overseer once more.
You have to make a decision if you want to play Kane here or not. I think Metamorphosis makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You could kill the minion with it.
Interesting.
And if you play Kane next
He
turn,
gave up the board presence.
Yeah, he could have of course hit with a weapon, but decides to keep the weapon up, and also not taking the 4 damage to the face, though in this matchup that barely matters.
if you play Kane next turn in response to another taunt, you're pushing pretty significant damage.
I guess giving out the board presence in that case might have made sense to avoid board clears, because most things can clear the board. So, and the weapon is not as easily removed, I guess.
See what Kit decides to go with
He
here.
has 14 damage right now.
Yeah. The dragon is definitely possible if he wants to be very careful. Goes with it here.
What?
Non-activated
Tempoing
Zephyrs.
it out.
Just putting it down, saying,
You
I
don't
don't
see
need
that
this.
a lot.
Saying, I don't need it.
Wait, 1, 2, 5, 6,
Chaos Strike in
9,
hand.
10, 11, 12, 13. He's 2 off of lethal.
2 off.
Unless I can't do math. Kane's a 3 attack, right?
Kane's a 3, yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
Kane
so
is
he's 2.
3.
But he can't play Hero Power and both the attack boss, right?
Chaos Strike and Hero Power, yeah, so that would be, what, 6, 11? Would be 4 off.
Oh,
know
I
this?
forgot about fucking mana.
Now you could go double.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, you can go double slice and Hero Power and then you're 2 off, yeah. It happens.
Alright, double size and Hero Power instead of Kane, right, then it's 2 off again.
It's true.
Interesting.
I like holding the Kane though, with the double slice. That's 4 attack, and with Kane it's 7 that goes to the face anytime. If he pushes these 3 to the face, he had lethal next turn. Takes his Zephyrs out instead.
I think he's trying to force clears here.
Yeah, I feel like it. I think lifesteal here is almost required though. This breath seems
Yeah.
forced out in a way.
Ooh.
Even if you just push his
Thanos
face.
for a
I
heal
think-
5.
Yeah, it's
I think
possible.
even if you push your face, I think you gotta get yourself back up to a more respectable total. Because that 10 is deleted very fast against Demon Hunters.
Yeah, and we already see, of course, theoretically there is, with the Warglaze and the Slices and the Kane, there's a bunch of damage on hand. Not everything can go in one turn, but
That's
still.
another breath to the face.
Wait. What?
So we have 4 on board. Oh, Altruis is interesting.
Ultras add another wrinkle to this. I don't think he does because the
I think Kane
Princess is better.
and Warglaze both do more than Altruis,
Yeah.
but
If
Twin
you
Slice
played
5
Ultras
or Hero
plus...
Power. Twin Slices plus Hero Power is 5, Altruis or Warglaze is another 3, which would be 8 plus
not,
4 on
not
the
quite
board
enough. Not quite enough.
is not enough.
So you probably want to go Ultras and actually you have to start clearing the board.
You could go Altruis, both Slices, and then play the Kane to...
With what
that's
mana?
what I was thinking of.
Oh,
What mana?
oh right,
Slice is
he
not
only has
costing
8 mana, yeah. So he can't... That means he can't kill the questing, which is awkward.
without hitting into it.
Yeah, yeah.
Comes Kane, and this Kane might trade.
Yeah, he just... One thing trades into the
I think the
quest.
2-2 trades the 2-2. Or
Oh,
he
the rest
goes
goes-
face.
Rest goes face.
Ooh.
Interesting pick.
5 plus Grazed plus Soul Touch lethal.
That's winning for Kent. With the
Yup.
second dragon picked up.
Yep.
He's holding on again with that Warlock. Didn't even
Hey.
pull off the quest, no plot twist, nothing. He had 2 big dragons on hand, didn't even need him. That was a really good shift, I think, from Cat there, deciding or knowing the exact moment when he starts taking the aggressive role with the Warlock.
Yeah, and you don't necessarily expect to see that as much with the Warlock to just show up and kill you like that.
It's very, very resourceful, I think. And do you think Bip is going to go back to the Demon Hunter, or is he going to change his mind here?
I think he stays on Demon Hunter here. It's probably one of the stronger decks on his lineup that can consistently take a win. If it was me, I would probably go with Spell Druid as my next pick after Demon Hunter, and then have Priest as the final one.
He does do exactly that, and he's going to run into the Rogue here from Cat. Which we see be maybe a little bit more vulnerable to getting rushed down by those aggressive.
Yeah, though the curve on Cat's hand doesn't look horrible. You have
pretty good.
2 minions to play on 1 and 2.
Get your choice of minions to play.
Yeah. And you get a Seal Fate for removal on 3, or even coin it on 2 if you need
I hope
to.
he seals the Volpira's fate. That's all I want. This is sponsored by Beverage, by the way. Thank you for watching. Coffee doesn't count. Only beverage.
A beverage is defined as a drink that is not water.
The company of Beverage does not make coffee. They only produce cold beverages.
I'm pretty sure there's cold coffee.
Yeah, iced coffee, I guess.
Yeah, but you know. Eh.
That's not what JJ is rapping though. He brews coffee.
That's fair.
And we might just see your wish come
Oh, he's doing it. That's good. What this card should, of course, do is that it removes the card whose fate gets sealed from the game. Like, it removes it from the actual cards.
Yeah, that would very quickly turn the game into nothingness.
Correct. It should only work on Volpira. They should make it a try, but then it only works on them.
Iving possible, not great. Kane possible, not great.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I mean, all those items are outcast, but you only have one target. You just goes Kane. And push it face.
Please, of course.
Warglave's coming up, and he's gonna have to produce damage somehow.
Greyheart Sage drawn.
Pick up. And here comes the Adventurer. He
This is
can
gonna
build
be
this.
big turn.
Yeah, he can build this thing up. I feel like the questing Adventurer.
That's not
actually interesting here because of the coin, but decides not to go with it.
The questing Adventurer is used like sort of like a reverse Edwin in this deck, which is why it's so good, right? You play the cards after it, but it's the same effect.
Prep is interesting. Prep Cold Blood, yeah.
Prep into the Cold Blood and then coin the Pharaoh Cat.
Yeah, and can
he
take out the
goes
Kane.
to like 9.
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna be a tough one to take out.
People thought cards like Mountain Giant and Sea Giant were good. Have you seen this questing Adventurer?
Yeah. True. It's rogue though, so it works.
This card's great.
That's good pickup
It's
though.
very fair.
You get to freeze it, you can
Or you I-beam something and then you consume magic it, and then...
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good play. Freezing the
I was
face I like.
thinking Consume is probably the best answer to it.
Yeah. See, Mountain
This
Giant
leaves a
doesn't have
2/12
that happen.
board.
Though, there is an argument to be made to potentially actually just freeze it this turn and silence it next turn, hoping that he plays more around it, rather than making his otherwise optimal plays.
Maybe. Like bluffing, you don't have to silence.
Yeah, sort of.
By the way, this silence is not at all a common inclusion in Demon Hunter. In this,
I mean, you discovered it.
Oh, he did discover it? Okay.
Off of the Volpira.
Ugh. Okay. You know, the Volpira is not a common inclusion in Demon Hunter, right?
I mean, you see it every now and again.
Yeah, I feel like Bit did it for like 60% messing with me, and then because sometimes you discover silences. Warglaives now makes a lot of sense, I feel. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That Spy Mistress has been stealth since turn 1, and he's using it as a catalyst to draw all these cards.
Yeah, counterpoint, you could have probably pushed some damage with that as well. Though, of course, both Greyheart Sages can go off.
I feel like it's going to attack here because both the Sages have been played. His hand is full. Why not attack at this point? Togwaggle picked up.
Lackey on hand.
And next turn we're going to see some treasure finding.
I play way too much Valorant. When I heard Sage, my first thought was the character. That's a yikes. I do like the fact that that Ket is bringing a stealth version
Yeah,
of over secret. I personally prefer secret, but we love diversity.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a flavor of the month.
I feel like we've seen almost equal amounts of both versions, probably slightly more stealth, but we've definitely seen both in this tournament.
And the skull, couldn't wait to get that. Picks up the Warglaives. Battlefiend's free. And an adept. It's nice to see. That Millhouse actually can't hate it. Good pickup.
I mean, yeah. You would love to play Millhouse in your deck if it didn't have that battle cry,
Oh,
you
the
know?
battle cry.
Or you just go crazy and play it anyways, but you know.
Notably refrains from playing the Battlefiend, takes out the Lackey because of Togwaggle, but of course Ket smartly kept one on hand, and I'm assuming that's the play here?
Yeah, Draconic Lackey and Togwaggle just seems like a very good play.
Alex is probably.
Goes Brightwing, a bit more
I
immediate
can't
impact.
hate any of those,
Oh, it's
but
true. Even Waxed Red.
but with
I would have
the
taken
wand,
Alex because if you know you're going to take one, then you're drawing enough cards that
yeah,
it could bring it online.
that's what I was about to say, right? You have the wand and the Galakrond on hand. You know you're gonna draw a lot of
That's true.
cards.
Feel like it's time for some throwback altruist magic, huh?
Not that much to go with that though.
He could full clear this. He just goes Ultras, Battlefiend, Hero Power attack, and then the Adept, the 5/5.
And Battlefiend at the end, make sure to
Yeah.
kill the cat. That's a good play.
That's actually a lot more useful. That was better resource management than I had.
How's that Galakrond looking for Ket here? Invokes, we've seen only one, or was there more?
Poof, that's
That was
it's one off being final on a form there. That's definitely something. Still a couple of cards on hand there that could do a lot of work here. We
He's gotta go another adventure here, and it makes sense.
can't complain with 3 free cards to go along with it.
Spy Mistress.
Spy Mistress,
That's a good one.
Ooh,
And a backstab for the Battlefiend. Or the Ultras.
probably Ultras,
Love
but
Dang. That watching that hurt me. He got a 1 cost and a 0
Yeah.
cost in his make them all 0 costs.
That's true.
You hate
But,
to see it.
but he's gonna at least get that questing adventurer all the way up there. It's
And
gonna have a freeze for it this
Shadow
time.
Steps the Faceless for extra stats, and once again we're gonna see a 9/9.
Head is putting up so much pressure with these questings. Bip's not gonna be able to answer consistently soon.
I mean, this time around, I guess it has to be Shadowcaster, but that's not
Yeah.
gonna do that much.
Let's take a second to see
Shadow
how much
Weaver,
damage he
sorry.
puts into the face here. That's 5 Chaos Strike, he has 7 on the board, and a Glaive one added. Is he like Loki winning? If he pushes a hero power? That's 8, 14, he's
Wait.
winning. That's just
8.
leaving.
Well, yeah, he won.
He's found a way to actually take it.
Yeah, you see the huge board, you don't even think
Bip
about it,
just
but
ignored.
yeah.
Well, a lot of people would have picked up the Shadow Weaver Frozen that questing.
But way
No.
enough.
Bip sticking to the
Damn.
Demon Hunter mentality. He's gone through his Demon Hunter training, you can tell.
Face is the place.
Okay, this is the place.
He popped.
That's absolutely correct. And we're tied up at 1.
And, I mean, that's something I always preach, right? You gotta know when to calculate your lethals with these sorts of decks. Sometimes it doesn't look like you're winning, but you just are. It's the thing that some of the old tempo rogues would also sometimes have, specifically the Aldrog, where you're looking at your opponent being at over 20 health, and,
Always got a thing.
you know, you got like
Hunter's
Leroy
speed,
Shadow Step,
right?
Leroy,
Always.
some other points of damage here and there, like some
That's-
Evises.
That's where it helps to know what you're doing.
Yeah. And evidently, Pip knows what he's
He
doing.
knows what you're doing.
He played that very well, and we're gonna see what decks the players pick. I believe Aurora earlier said that Druid would be his next deck, and
That's
we're
Priest
seeing
first. He might like this Priest though against Demon Hunter. Let's see if he has a good shot with that. Oh, Toronto has a special voice line against Illidan. I haven't heard that yet because we haven't seen the matchup much.
I mean, it makes sense that they would have made that, but yeah.
Got
And-
turn 1/2.
Yeah, I mean, Battlefield 1, and then you can have Sidekick and Hero Power 2 if you want to.
I think you want to Umberwing. Umberwing is such a strong card.
Yeah. Umberwing will give him more board presence overall and stat-wise, and he gets a weapon.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a question of whether or not... It's just basically how much you value the Battle Fiend.
Yeah, some interesting cards tacked in there with the Brawler and the Berserker.
The Berserker is very interesting, yeah. And we do actually see the play that talked about, protecting the Battle Fiend there.
Trying to take advantage of the slow approach for the Priest.
Thoughtseal could potentially be very interesting in this matchup. Veilweaver, generally very strong card in that deck. But nothing to go with, so...
The Thoughtseal. Those are pretty good tools for Priest. I think both of those are actually some good ones. Definitely prefer it over a Glavebound or something.
Yeah, I mean, Glavebound would have been a bit awkward, of course, but... I would have also taken one of the weapons, especially something like Warglaives. But yeah, Frozen Shadow Weaver.
Bit hypocritical if Tyrande picked up the Warglaives and started smacking him. I don't know.
Lazul can tell you the entire hand.
Gives him the full hand. Yeah. How much does it help though when that Battle Fiend just keeps growing?
Yeah, and that breath is not going to kill it because of the sidekick play.
True.
I don't hate it. And now you've also got the...
It's already in a very tough position.
Yeah, now with the Brawler, of course, it's just makes everything worse if you play the breath, for example. Yeah, we might just see the Battlefield get Shadow Woven.
Yes, Shadow Woven.
And finds the side. I mean,
you gotta establish. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yes, right? Board-wise, that makes a lot of sense. Now you are giving away all of the cards you just got, so your opponent basically is back to knowing your entire deck.
Maybe that's okay.
But
goes to show how strong those were because he used them first.
Yeah,
Brown kind of sitting around in the very back of the hand, not doing too much.
Brawler has a pretty good trade here. And I guess we're gonna see the Umberwing now. Now his board becomes a lot more susceptible, of course, now to the breath.
Or the Holy Nova, if one of them were active. Apotheosis.
I mean, the breath still works.
You can still go, yeah, no dragon on hand. Apotheosis will probably hang on here if he used it.
Breath, and then you lose when you trade into the Battlefield, but it might still be worth it, I think.
Or you hit the Berserker.
Could hit the Berserker, but...
The Berserker and Brawler are both very interesting cards against breath.
Yes.
It's an interesting debate. Takes the Battlefield out.
Yeah, he takes the thing out that's gonna be potentially a bigger threat in the future rather than the more immediate threat.
Draw for a cat, a bit weird on 5 exactly, so he's gonna play his minions here. Push some damage.
And what amount of damage does he push?
What if he plays Lazul now? What happens? Does he just get 3 metas? Does he just get the card instantly, or what happens?
I'm pretty sure it only shows 1 card at that point.
Okay.
I mean, there are other discover effects like that. You can get something like Eternal Servitude and only get 1 option. That's
good pickup. Now it's just a battle of resources.
Oh.
Right now, Priest is exactly where it wants to be. Bigger hand size and the opponent not having many resources to deal with.
One of those resources is meta, though.
One of those resources deals 10 damage
in a short time. And yeah, he's gonna start going with that right away.
I was gonna say Bip doesn't know that yet, and then he plays it, so that comment's useless.
Yeah, but now we see a 5 attack minion on the board, a 3 attack minion, and 5 damage from the hero power. That's something.
That is enough if he gets to go with that.
The Lazul could give him the Shadow Weaver.
Will give him the Shadow Weaver.
I mean, yeah, no.
He doesn't know it, so playing that he's chucking up the prayer that he actually gets something, and the Shadow Weaver will help him here.
Now that being said,
he needs to draw 1 point of damage.
I was about to say, 1 of lethal with Metamorphosis, hero power, then Battlefield. I mean, that's no damage, but on the other hand, if you leave your opponent at 1, you're probably gonna find a way to kill him next turn.
Yeah, the Galacron probably will be forced out. Let's see.
Even that would be a good thing, though, because then you're still delaying your opponent's game, or you're interrupting your opponent's game plan.
Critical moment. Wait,
No, that was good.
Did we?
did we miss something? What?
Oh no, we calculated that wrong. Hero power is one,
of
battlefield.
course we did. Yeah, it was winning all along.
I find it weird that we both miscalculated that, but yeah, that happened.
I was looking at it and I was like, am I missing something?
Yeah, same. What? Okay.
Because I even said hero power and then battlefield. Like I said, metamorphosis, hero power, and battlefield. But yeah, no, that's.
This is like usually when I would say, and this is why we don't play. We only cast, but we're still in the tournament, so I can't say it this time. What's happening?
Well played, Cud.
2-1 lead, so Bib now needs to pick it up.
Interesting.
Priest again, and we've seen the Rogue already lose. This should be a good one. I feel like this can go for a long time.
Realistically speaking, now based off deck statistics, Bip should win.
Bib should
because
win,
Beldred has a very good matchup against Rogue, and all he has to do is play very like. All he just has to do is just beat Rogue.
Yeah.
Easy, smile.
Exactly. Question is though, which role would you rather be in? Would you rather be the one up 2-1 with the unfavored deck, or would you rather be down and have to win 2?
As a matter of fact, I believe mathematically speaking, you would still have to argue that Cat is of course favored.
Yes.
Because you would have to multiply the win percentages for both of Bip's decks together, and if that is below 50, then Cat is still favored.
That it is not. In terms of those extreme win probabilities, this is a very balanced meta. We've seen much worse during the odd days and the even days.
Oh yeah,
I think there's many win chances of any deck combination under 30% at the moment.
And there is once
right
again
now, Bip has about a 33% chance of winning.
Yeah.
But he did pull some very big plays against Crown earlier, so we can't really count him out yet.
Gotta take it one game at a time here. First the Priest, and then the Druid.
I feel like if we've learned one thing casting this, then you should never count anyone out in any situation. Nope. Unless there is like a clear invisible lethal on the board, there's always something that can happen.
And even those have been missed before.
Yeah, right, that's true. So, if there's one thing about the Trash Bowl tournament, anything can happen.
We've seen it first round already. Great match was was Pimpcorp versus Wheezy in the first round. That match had everything. Comes backstab, Edwin down with the Spy Mistress. So
it's a 6-6.
Big board, yeah. Following the same strategy, gotta build them tall.
Isn't it weird that Edwin is one of your smaller 3-drops in the deck? Questing Adventurers. I mean, Fate Weaver is really good, but also not that impactful right now.
Not at the moment, though it will make an impact. I feel like you could coin a Chaplain here if you want to make it stick, and to be able to put Apotheosis on the next turn. Or he has to sink all his resources into it.
Yeah, that's true. Does nothing instead. That being said, Cat does not have a great hand
he's
right now.
trying to force the Edwin to attack into it.
Now he probably won't with that taunt coming off.
Yeah.
Question is, will he attack with the stealth anytime soon?
I personally like it, but
attack with the stealth?
Yeah, you don't.
I think based off of the way Cat's playing, he's just gonna pass.
Yeah,
he likes having the stealth on board.
Because you like having the stealth on board, but you also don't have any way of knowing that you can profit off of it, and the damage would definitely be helpful.
And big Apotheosis. That's a big dragon all of a sudden. Chaplain on it, and it's gonna help it a lot.
Of course, Edwin can still get into it, and there is the Greyhound save that talked about him.
That's what he wanted, what he was looking for. He could even Shadow Step it, or play the other.
Or just play the second one.
I think Shadow Stepping is the right play here, though.
Might be.
I mean, you also have both the Scaveteer and the Lackeus potentially.
Maybe even more importantly, the Eviscerate to get rid of that big dragon.
I mean, do you want to use Evis for the dragon, though?
You might.
You could just
I think you don't, because no matter what, he's still going to heal the 5.
Yeah,
you just run the Edwin in.
And your Edwin will just take a value trade.
It does. So he wants to keep the Edwin on board, I guess?
I guess to deal with the Shield of Galakrond that's inevitably gonna come down.
It's pretty clear strategy for Cat at this point to say that Priest struggles against large minions, so he's always trying to keep those around. Not
I like
sacrificing.
trading the 33 and penancing the add one here.
I mean, yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah.
very positive trade. You kill your 3/3, you get a 4/5. I mean, and you heal 3. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Doesn't even cost you any mana to do it.
Hero power on top of it.
It makes sense to thought seal first, and
Oh,
Picks up an invoke. That's
now
a
he's
big
gonna
one,
start
yeah.
questioning whether he's gonna do it this turn or next turn. No hesitation, never mind.
He's gonna
He's
go.
got this.
Yeah. He's taking the control role, and it makes sense. That's what he's supposed to be doing. And this looks really good for the priest now. It's tough to actually come back against whenever you lose tempo
Yeah.
like this.
also generally, if a deck is taking the control role, but still is also
Now,
pushing more damage than it's
flicking
taking.
the Shield of Galakrond would be a 200 IQ play, because it takes everything that Bib has away right now.
Yeah, but
But you
don't
also
know
have Shields
that.
of Galakrond, and you don't know that.
I mean, you already played one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That would be a big play.
and it does allow him
If
to
he
trade up
hits the
on
flick
the.
on the shield, that's kinda a rip.
That would be.
looks like
that
he's
would be-
going
It
for
looks like he's. I was about to say.
He's
It looks
gonna
like
do
he's thinking about it.
He's
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Oh,
He's gonna do it, and he's gonna see 2 cards disappearing from Bib's hand here.
oh,
Everything goes, and he's gonna love to see that. And Soul Mirror picked up, big tool for Bib. Not great right
I
now.
was about to say it doesn't do much right
How
now.
about we
though.
build ourselves an adventure? We have 2 cards that we can play.
Yeah, and then you also deal 2 damage to it in the process. Great.
That's true. We can heal it again. We have Hero Power.
Right, fair enough.
make
Because
a
you don't wanna
4/4, kill
play-
both theirs.
Yeah. I don't want to play Soul Mirror.
I mean, he just doesn't have much, right? He would have had a very good plays with
That
either of those shields.
that flick was.
That flick might have just won Cat the game.
Yeah. It's a hell of a play to make.
That's
Yeah.
really unfortunate. Jeez.
For intro down. And have you ever seen a priest out of resources like this? It's almost incredible. And there is the Galakrond for Cat. Big draw. I think you play it. I think you just play it.
How many cards does he draw? I mean, he does draw 2 cards with it. It
just go.
seems fine.
Because this is the window where you just win. So
Ooh.
Miscreant, you'd like to see that.
Questing Adventurer.
Adventurer.
Questing Adventurer.
Oh.
You can play the Miscreant, you can play one of your lackeys or the Pharaoh Cat.
You get one answer. You get answered by Soul Mirror,
I
but
think you just wait to play next turn.
Fair enough.
So you can make questing massive.
Sap is
Oh, that's
very
Sap.
interesting.
and it takes it really easy here. I would like just play it here. Force the Soul Mirror out, and then Kronks comes down, and you just win. There's no more answers.
I mean, you don't know that the Soul Mirror is on hand necessarily.
But the worst case scenario, he can even answer your questing there.
What's Mind Vision gonna give him? There's a lot of good stuff there, and that's not necessarily one of
It's
them.
not great. Yeah, you don't love seeing that. That's true.
He could have gotten himself a Prongs there.
True.
Or one of the discounted cards.
He's gonna sap it. He's gonna do it just for the questing.
Oof. Wait, actually, let me see. How many are... Yeah, no, it doesn't even overdraw him.
He's gonna love the value as Cat here. That's gonna be some big minions coming out.
Yeah, and I think if you're Ked, you like that your dude was Sap.
Yeah, you're playing 400 lapis this turn, infinite value machine.
Speaking of Sap, of
Bib.
course. I mean, Bib knew it was on hand.
Yes.
That's where he got it from. But still, wow. Wait, is there even enough hand space at this point? Nope, that's just one.
No. I was looking at that, I was like,
That's what I thought, because I looked at
I-
the hand space before, and then I...
Doesn't even matter.
I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter as much in this situation. But I guess we are gonna probably see that Soul Mirror
Oh, it's
take
gonna
care
be
of a lot of these things.
Soul Mirror is gonna be forced. But then Kronks, right? There's another impact play. Soul Mirror
Speaking
instant
of-
play. Clears the board completely.
Yeah, very clean. All symmetrical stats.
Bib
Yeah, and I
is
think-
fighting is so hard to stay in right now.
Talk, waggle, drawn, as if there wasn't enough You get your choice. He's gonna play the talk here.
Now,
Is this
just
time for
like
Legends?
Crown.
Is this a time for Crown? And he goes Crown. We don't see it a lot, but he goes Crown.
And that was one of the better
game.
things to get.
That's
Oh,
dude! No!
Huh. But I mean, is your Crown gonna be that
Double
good?
King Crush. Win.
Double King Crush? It's Hearthstone.
Never mind.
Because, like, random legendaries don't get much better than 10 Divine Shield Reward.
Is advancing to the American semifinals with this Crown. Alright, yeah. Whenever you see Priest and Rogue, a lot of things can happen. That Guardian of the Moon, wow. And Cat has defeated Bip to move on to the semifinals of the American server. That was a great match. That was one of the best matches we've seen so far in this tournament.
That was. That flick, I think, genuinely won Cat that game.
That was a great play. That's a phenomenal play to make that.
It was a good play, and it was also really lucky that he got a little bit more value than he bargained for there.
Yeah. So I feel like we have to talk about Ket more. He came in, he's a newcomer to the tournament. We've had some people say this guy's pretty good. You know what? I feel like he's pretty good. I feel like they weren't lying. They weren't lying to us. He can play some Hearthstone, and he will be seeing a challenge in the next round. He'll be playing either Pimkarp or Lolenko, depending on who wins that match. But
right,
should be
Stacked.
Yeah, it is stacked.
Yeah,
Especially the America side is incredible. So big shout out to Bib, of course. He's one of the goats, one of the oats. He's a booster in the Discord server. He's a Nitro booster. Make sure everybody can post all their weird emotes all the time. So great guy. Thank you very much for doing that, being a member of our community, and for participating. I'm sure you will be back in the next one with more ferocity. But this one is definitely Cat. What a play with the flick, and what a game. What a match from Cat. And looking forward to that.
I think this was still a very good showing for him, though.
Oh yeah, I think it was. He played well with Demon Hunter. The Priest fell a little bit short. He didn't necessarily get great cards. Remember that Breath of the Infinite was never active. We never really see a single dragon coming up for Bib with the Priest. So it happens. That's the way it goes sometimes. But Aurora, thank you very much for being here, helping out on commentary. Hopefully we'll have you back at some point. It's always great to have another expert or an expert in the room. It's very useful. And thank you for the participants, obviously. We'll be back with more matches coming up in the future. And if you enjoyed this, drop a like on the video to support these players, support the casters. We need to feed Sergey. He's hungry. He needs food. Leave us a like, and that's all you need to do. Subscribe to TrashcanTV if you don't want to miss any of the other matches coming out. And if you want to go the extra mile Discord server, link in the description. You can meet us there, meet Aurora there, talk some Hearthstone with all these players, and of course be there live for all the action that's going down. So thank you for watching, everybody, and we will see you in the next one. JJ.
That's it.
Aurora.
Hello, I guess.
That's it.